Hi guys, this is Navdeep from Delhi Immigration Services. Today we have Ms. Himangi with us. Ms. Himangi has got the Canada study visa after two refusals, and she's 31 years of age, and she's already having MBA. So we'll just talk to her and see how her profile is and how she has become a successful candidate. First of all, many congratulations to you for the approval. I'm so happy for you that you eventually got it. And yeah, can you talk us through your academic background and profile first, and then we'll go to the programs that you applied for initially.
Yeah, hi, hello guys. Thank you, Navneet, for the introduction and thank you so much for all the support that you've given. So, yeah, I have my bachelor's in B Pharmacy in 2013, and then I completed my MBA in 2015 from Nizam College with HR as a major. Post
Yeah.
that, I worked mainly into risk investigation for around 5 years, and then now I have HR. I've gotten into another domain, which is HR, which makes my profile complex. So yeah, because back then I was working with risk investigation, I'm applied to this financial compliance administrative course in Seneca. But yeah, my visa got refused twice, and that is when I started researching, talking to people, seeing through universities and what course to apply. And that is when, in one of the WhatsApp groups, a guy named Jagdeep has suggested your name.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me
that he,
interrupt you here. I'm sorry, let me interrupt you. So, when you applied for the compliance administration program for the very first time, so what was going through your mind about how did you boil down to that program? Had somebody suggested you, or like, what was the rationale behind that, as per your understanding?
Yeah, so basically, my work experience majorly had risk investigation. So I went to one of the consultancies, and they have suggested that since you have got work experience in this, and I was pretty skeptical about applying to a PGDM program since I already have a master's.
Right.
But they were telling that it's okay that you have a master's. It's just that you don't have the master's in the same domain. So it's
Right.
okay that you're adding up the skill and you still can go ahead and apply for your visa through this. So I thought it's okay and I went ahead and applied, but it got rejected. Before this, also, I've spoken to another consultancy who asked me to hide my master's since it's very difficult to get a admission. I mean, get a visa when you already have masters, and so I was not okay with the idea of hiding something because ultimately they'll know that you're if you do something wrong, you know it in your heart, right? And I was not okay with it. So yeah, I just said no to that and went ahead and contacted another consultancy and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Was your MBA full time or part time, ma'am?
it
How was
was
it?
a full-time MBA.
Okay, okay, okay. So after the first refusal, ma'am, then you went to some other consultant, or did you reapply with the same, or like, what did you think after, getting the first refusal?
Yeah, so in the first application, we did not put much of CA report and all those financially. I did not make it the financial background. I did not make it pretty strong, and they thought that that was the reason. And it was a pandemic time. It was around March of 2021, and the applications, the processing time was high as it is now, and there was a deadline telling you have to apply within this if you want to get the result before August for the September intake, and that is when without the GCMS notes, with just the correspondence letter, based on that we went ahead and applied for the second time, but yes, it got rejected again.
Okay, so
So
after the second refusal, ma'am, like, did you do what exactly you were doing in terms of research, and did you contact somebody else, and like, what went into that?
yeah, it was crazy, crazy after second refusal. I really got, I don't know, something gotten into me and I was super depressed. And I spoke to a lot of people and I've seen through universities and what to do. I've spoken to some immigration consultants, I've spoken to a lawyer, friends in Canada who I have. I've spoken to a lot of people and then I've gone through universities and the websites and the kind of courses they offer, the course fee structure, and because my background, I was very afraid that having a B pharmacy and then MBA and having risk investigation profile, and then suddenly I changed into HR profile. my profile in itself was very complex, and I thought I don't know if I'm going to make it or no. And I spoken to a lot of people, and then I came across you, and you made sense to me, and you have encouraged me to apply for the course you said. And the best part about you is, unlike other consultants, like other consultants generally, what they see is if they're getting the commission, that is what is important to them. But in your case, like you do not, you genuinely give advice to the students, which is really great. Like majority of the work has to be done by the student in itself, because you need to know, every each and every step of your journey, you should know what you're doing and what you're aiming towards. But having someone to support you and show you the path is something which is amazing. Like without expecting something in return is, it's God given. I feel like I really feel lucky to been having found you.
Right. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity also to work on the application. So, third time you, I think we applied for a couple of universities, isn't it? Like one you applied to this. There was another, I think we tried applying, isn't it?
Yeah, there was True University also, but we did not apply to it. I thought we would apply, but I went to the comparatively when compared to Carlton in True, I thought Carlton was better. So I
So,
was just giving it a last shot. So I was like, there is nothing to lose anymore. So yeah, let's do it. Anywho, is what my plan was. So yeah.
so then you applied directly to Carlton for masters in
Yeah, that was the only program I applied to, the only university. Yeah.
right. So masters in technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship after risk investigation profile, and then we worked on it. You also supported in terms of SOP by giving inputs in terms of changes and
Yeah.
everything. Then
I
we
think the SOP was really the highlight of the profile. The way you show the transition among all the different roles, and explaining it in a better manner and showing the pathway and the future, everything. It was just so amazing that it was pretty convincing to me when I read it for the first time. And there were certain changes. We had some to and fro's with emails and everything, but at the end, it worked out well.
right, right. And I want to congratulate you for the patience you have shown throughout because we sort of postponed it a little bit due to certain reasons.
Yeah.
Your end, and then you requested
It
okay,
was
we'll apply after some time, and and then eventually we applied. How much time it took for you to get the decision now? And also, what were you doing when you saw the update on the application?
Okay, I applied on Feb of 18. It was a Friday evening, and I just came back from my gym, and that is, I came back from my gym. It was somewhere around 9:56 or something. I was about to have my dinner, is when I got my mail.
Yeah.
Then I just opened it. It was just a correspondence letter. Then I went back to the Telegram group telling it, I've received this correspondence letter. How much time will it take for me to get the other letter? So people said it may take around 48 hours, or within 48 hours you'll get it. So I just went ahead, took my bath. I just told my parents. I called my sister. I told her. I called my brother. I told him that I've got one of the letter, and just the decision is pending. So I was asking everyone to pray for me, and yeah, at 10:16 or so, within 20 minutes, I got the decision, and it was amazing to see original passport request letter, and it was so amazing. I was so filled with happiness at that moment. After all the struggle, and after all the research, and after all the talking, and a lot of hard work, is when I got this, and I was so happy for it. I know it is just the first step, but yeah,
Uh,
it was super exciting for me.
of course, the you've gone through a lot of difficult phases. So I want to congratulate you for the struggle, for the patience that you've shown and the courage at the same time. And I'm so happy that you've got it, and many congratulations to you for that, man. I'm so happy for you. And I hope your parents would also be, and family would be really happy, after they were also praying and supporting you at the same time.
Everyone at my home were like really happy for me. They were.
That's good, man. So now you've gone through like the two refusals and one approval. So you may have learned a lot through this, like what needs to be done, what needs to be taken care of. So would you like to give any advice to some other applicants who may be going through the refusal phase or maybe willing to apply for the very first time? So any piece of advice which you may give to them to ensure that like they're taking on the right boxes and taking the right decision by selecting the right program. So any piece of advice would be really really helpful for the applicants.
So the only advice I would give is every profile is different. It depends from person to person, and there are a lot of things to be taken into consideration. And when you're choosing a course, it should just be that there's a progression in the kind of studies you're choosing. Even if you're choosing something different from your profile, just justify it in your SOP. And SOP is really important for any person who's applying. You should be able to show the visa officer, convince them that this is what I want to do and I'm very confident with it. That should be shown in your SOP right away, and that is when you will be confident and the visa officer will be confident. Please talk to a lot of people, see universities, see the options you have, see the scholarship options you have, see everything. Do like take time, at least say 2 to 3 weeks. Give it time. Gradually, you learn when you talk to different people. When you do a lot of research yourself, you learn a lot, and that is when you should go ahead and apply and take that decision of going ahead and when you're confident in yourself, you know that the result is going to come. That is what I
Exactly.
want to say.
So career progression is the one thing which I think is the spirit of the application. This is the actual science. The career progression is something which must be justified in every application,
Right.
be it from any profile. Should be relevant at the same time program you're selecting, but career progression in terms of future goals and how you utilize this program, and logically, and it must be the next level in the same domain in your career. So that's the only thing. Sometimes people go off the track, but ultimately we have to get back to the right track to, again to connect. So so I'm so happy, I'm so thankful that you supported us, and I'm so happy. And for the next steps also regarding the passport, I think you've already submitted, or maybe you're going to submit, so we'll stay
I'll be submitting this.
right, and we'll stay in touch. And so thankful to you for the support and trust that you have shown, and all the very best for everything, ma'am. Would you like to say something before we end this? I'm grateful for everything that you've done.
Yeah, sure. So for all the new applicants, I think Delhi Immigration Services have always been there from the start of my journey. I think I had a lot of there were days in the start I used to talk to Navdeep for around 40 minutes just to he used to make sure that he shows me. I was super confused. I was super depressed, and he spoke to me. He made sense in a lot of ways, and for anyone who's confused, please reach out to him. Like there are very few people who actually give you genuine advice, and I would say Navdeep is one of such people. And I'm really thankful to have come across him. And all the best, guys, for your journey. And
Thank
thank you so much, Navdeep.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
Also,
grateful.
also a last question. When I remember when we initially started working, so I think there was only one call, I guess. Then we started immediately to start working on the applications. Then further we had discussions. So there was a lot of trust that you already had, in us before you started the process immediately. So, I think you mentioned somebody recommended you, or like how was the case, man? Like, did somebody recommend?
Yeah, so yes, there's a WhatsApp group for reapplied cases. So in that, there was this guy called Jagdeep who he just called you. He called you. He did not go for your services. Even then, he just called you for your suggestion, and he got it. And he was asking me to just call him and tell you what your problem is. Maybe he'll be able to help you out, is what he said. And yeah, I did that, and luckily it all worked out at the end.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for everything, and I wish you great luck further in Canada. You have a great life, and be safe. And in case you need any sort of help, as long as we can do it, we're always here to help you out. Thank you very much for taking time and having a conversation. I'm so happy that you got it, and all the very best for the future. Man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Navneet. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great day.